Hey, this is Matt. Once again, welcome back to another video, another paid request. This is from my dear friend Mike, OCP Communications. Thank you so much for that, man. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And he wanted me to review some episodes of the new, which I think is coming up on the second season, but the new first season of the new Beavis and Butthead reboot. Now, to watch the full season would be like 5 hours or so. So I did watch a good chunk of it, as in like the first half of it, I should say. And I would say this: if you're a fan of Beavis and Butthead, you have nothing to worry about because it follows the same bit of business. There's no wokeness. There's nothing changed where, oh my god, they screwed it up and they added all these new characters. No, it's the same bit of business. If you like the Beavis and Butthead in the past, you like the Beavis and Butthead in this new stuff. The animation looks a little bit crisper, but it still has that feeling of being that rough 90s quality at the same time. And it was fun to watch. I'm a big fan of Beavis and Butthead. I look over here, and if I try to get it, probably the whole thing will topple down. But yeah, I liked the stuff back in the day. I even liked when they rebooted the first time in the 2000s. I always remember the episode where they were watching Twilight, and they saw that girls really liked this, and then they wanted to get bit to be werewolves or vampires and stuff to get chicks. I think that's an underrated revival of the show. I did like the two movies. I do think Beavis and Butthead Do America better, but I did like Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe. And I think because these characters are so simple in a weird way, and the simplicity is rather fetching in today's age, with the way they talk, the way they speak, how easily stupid they could be, and how you turn that stupid to some clever, funny ways. It's kind of like the Three Stooges, where you look at it seems very simple enough, but the amount of shorts they did, they still get a lot of laughs and chuckles out of. Same with this. Different ways to showcase the stupidity and how it tends to be more clever than you think. The one drawback is, back to the day, they were comment on music videos. I still think that was the best bet for Beavis and Butthead commenting on that stuff. But, and even when the revival, it was commented a bit more on like reality shows and so forth. Here, there's some music videos that are on YouTube that they mention and talk about, but there's also like YouTube videos. And I would say that was the weakest part, because I don't think they were as good as stuff before. In fact, each time, it got to a point that each time it happened, I'm like, did we get back to the episode? Did we get back? I do think the episodes themselves are a lot better than these, I don't know if you want to call them intermissions, however you want to put them. They put it in there because it was part of the format in the day, but like some of the stuff they comment on is, okay, here's a Post Malone video. Okay, whatever. Or a girl YouTube video where a girl's unclogging her sink. Or unclogging, not her sink, but unclogging something. Eh. I don't know. The one that I would say found kind of funny was the ASMR, where they're like, what the hell is this? They're confused, and then like, oh, they're talking like this. Hey, baby, what if I talk like this? You come with me, baby. Yeah. And then they start talking softer and softer, and quieter and quieter. That was pretty funny. That I thought was the best one of that stuff. I mean, I could watch them. It's not. I don't want to sit here and say it's awful. It's not that bad, but it's like, just wasn't as memorable compared to the music videos they were commenting on back in the day. And also, there's not a lot of times. It seemed like the Beavis and Butthead would be a lot more forceful. Of, oh, this sucks. It seems they don't do that a whole lot. I don't know if it's not to hurt anyone's feelings, or even if they say it, it seems with a lot more twinkle in the eye. Maybe they don't want to upset people, but I don't know. I just remember them being much more, perhaps even brutally honest. That was kind of the fun back in the day. They don't really seem that way in here. I don't know if it's just they don't want to make people feel bad or what the deal is. So maybe that's what it is as well. There's never any that I remember up to the bits I watched that they saw something and they were like brutally honest. And it's like, oh shit. I just don't remember that. So, I think that part lacking and missing maybe part of the problem. But the rest of it goes by pretty fast paced. Whether it be them in the escape room and they're outside, and apparently the escape room needs 4 people, so these 2 girls get these 2 guys. And it's like, oh, you don't pay for it? Well, me inside. Okay, but we're gonna split it 4 ways, right? Sure. Hey, Beavis, you hear that? We're going to have a 4-way. And they go in the wrong room, so they're not in the escape room, they're in the bathroom, and they think the bathroom's the escape room. And then trying to figure out how they get out of the bathroom. And that's really, just watching it just gave a big smile on my face. Just nice to see these characters again. And they didn't really screw, and with the actual episode, screw up with the formula. They didn't add anything, they didn't go woke, they didn't do any of that shit, which I appreciate. Even the animation, like I say, it looks a little bit crisper, but it still has that 90s feel to the animation, which is for the better in this case. Other episodes, there's Beavis versus Fire, where of course Beavis like, fire, fire, and then there's a fire talking to him, but the fire keeps wanting to do good things, like, I want you to go to the school and run around the track. That is a mile. Okay. I want you to clean up this garbage. I want you to write an essay. And Beavis started realizing, so he goes into the store, hey, you got fire out here. That fire sucked. And even, like I said, some of the intermissions, those intervals, sometimes there's some funny bits in that. Well, I don't want to say it was all. Like I said, I don't think it was awful. I don't think it was as good as before. But there's a bit where Butthead gets a spray. You think, okay, he's going to spray him in the eyes. We don't do it, though. Instead, he just smacks him with the fucking actual bud spray. So I like that. You think they're going to do one thing, then they do the other. You think, okay, he's going to spray him in the eye with the bud spray, but no, he just smacks him in the face with it. There's one where they're beekeepers, and they realize, oh, that person's selling honey for a lot of money. Well, we gotta get some bees and get rich. But they're so dumb they don't realize that it's a wasp nest that they're hitting, and they get hit. Just, we don't get a rich and get a bunch of dumb bugs do all the work. And again, they don't realize they're wasps, not bees. There's the one with the roof where I forget what the guy's name, but he kind of sounds like Hank Hill from King of the Hill. Yeah, I can't even do the accents, but hey kids, I'm getting some packages, bring them into the house from the Amazon. So they come and they open them up, and there's this thing. Let's drop it up from the roof. They go to the roof. They accidentally knock the ladder off. Oh shit! What do we do? Beavis, and jump onto the tree. He can't quite do it. Or I'll help you go down. Stop it, butthead. I don't want to fall down. He falls down. He doesn't remember who he is. And he's so obvious, he gets the ladder, comes back up, and knocks the ladder off again. Now, part of the stuff that in the package they threw away was hearing buds. So the guy comes home and is like, oh, here's my present for my wife. Just didn't get my other package. As you hear Beavis and Butthead going, hey, old dude. Hey, old dude. But he can't hear him, so they're stuck on the roof, and it's nighttime. He's like, Butthead, are we going to be stuck on the roof forever? I don't know, Beavis. The moon sucks. So it's nighttime. They're still stuck on the fucking roof. That's what I mean. It's like these little stories that don't go on too long. At most, they're like 10 minutes or less. I think maybe my judge knows that, other than a movie, usually these stories only have a certain lifespan to them. And mostly just a simple thing that happens. Like, okay, a little bit with the escape room, a little bit with bees, a little bit with a roof, a bit with a river. And that's usually the titles are pretty simple. The roof, the river, beekeepers, doppelganger, etc. The river, I would say, was one of my favorites because they can't get into the water park because apparently they've urinated in there before. They go past a bridge. They see a bunch of people going down the river. We gotta go get them. Get to those girls. So they go over here and they see these big tires. Would you use those? But then when you see them enter, they have a fucking shopping cart. Because there were tires, but it was all shop. Would you use that to float? And that's what I mean, is like you think you know, but then, of course. And it doesn't float. So then they get on it. I would say this is where you just see a little bit of the crisper animation compared to, of course, how it was in the 90s. Just throughout this ordeal, there's a bit where someone's fishing and it gets caught in Beavis's mouth and Buzz trying to pull him back. But the fishing rod gets taken. Or Beavis trying to get rid of it and throws it and someone's like, oh wow, I got a free fishing rod. And it's wrapped around Beavis and it pulls them in the boat and they're going over here and up. Drags them all across the way. That's animation that wouldn't be flowing as well if they did that in the 90s. At least with the limited stuff they had doing this show in the 90s. Other funny bits throughout this, there's one where a raccoon stole their nachos. What's that, butthead? It's a bear. So they chase up a tree and Butthead says a line like, prepare to have your ass shoved up your... And then the raccoon just goes back down. Oh, I see. I don't know what the hell the end of that sentence was going to be. Prepare to have your ass shoved up your... Up your what? Your ass shoved up your what? What's the end of that sentence? There's another one that was kind of fun. Doppelganger. Where Beavis thinks he sees Butthead, but it's like someone that looks like Butthead, but it's like a little bit better animated Butthead, and so it's weird to see like a bit better animated Butthead and a different voice, different mannerisms. Hey buddy, how's it going? Oh, I'm new in town. And you tell that Beavis keeps wanting to get away from this guy, but the guy's like, hey, just one more minute. I'll get you to where you need to go, but hey, let's go here, let's go there. Let me buy some food. Let's head out at the music store. I would say I didn't really find it that funny. It was just more interesting. There weren't really any moments that I was laughing at it. It was just Beavis being annoyed by this guy who's being very, very nice, but also, can't get the hint. At one point, teaches Beavis the fist bump. Oh, you can even do this. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Fire. So then he gets home. There's Butthead waiting. Wants to show him the fist bump, but then Butthead just punches him. You're right, Beavis. That is cool. I just kind of that sadness with Beavis. Like, here's a guy that looks like Butthead, but will treat you a lot better, will be a much better friend. But you're stuck with this fucking guy. There's also an episode where Butthead's aggressive and he has these pills and he takes them to make him much nicer. So technically would be the better friend for Beavis, but Beavis doesn't like this and keeps getting weirded out more and more and more. Like at school, Butthead's eating a banana instead of nachos. He's being friendly to the teacher. And it's just funny to see Beavis freaking out more and more about it. I think Mike Judge voices these characters very well. And you do have characters from the show. You have the hippie teacher. You have the... I think you do have the... What's his name? The kid that wore the Weezer shirt. And there are some episodes where they actually show an older version of Beavis and Butthead. Like they have future versions... Like from Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe, these future sci-fi versions. At kind of like the What If, or kind of... What's that character in Marvel? The Watcher? Kind of to do a point on that. What may have been in the future, and there's little segments where an older Beavis and Butthead. I just need a little bit of a change of pace. I'd probably say I might have got a little bit more consistent laughs than the first time they revived it. I forget what year that was. Seemed like the early, mid... No, actually, was it like 2011 or something? Or I forget what it was. That seemed a bit more consistently funny. But this was still enjoyable to watch. Like I said, if you're a fan of Beavis and Butthead, it's easily worth a watch, easily to check these out. And they wasn't ruined. Something from back to the day brought back. I mean, it'd be hard to ruin these guys, but I mean, you just say that for a lot of stuff, and they still do it. I think they made the right decision to still make it as simple and not really enough, not change it up too much, and not try to put in stuff that would make it more fit or more updated or more... You added new characters, or I remember there was an idea at one point. What was it, that they had kids or something? I'm so glad they didn't implement that. And it was best that it is just Beavis and Butthead, just the two of them. And these simple ideas, these simple little stories, and they don't overstay their welcome. Like I said, I thought I don't know how you want to put them, the interstitials, the intermissions, how you want to put it, like I said, there's still entertainment I got out of them. I mean, there's one where a woman realizes a reaction video where she gets her college decision, and they're getting excited, and one of them beaves her bed going, "Oh God, he's got her in a chokehold. She got her in a chokehold." But they just didn't seem either as brutal or as funny or as memorable compared to, again, the music videos back in the day. So that's really one of my few nitpicks with it. But hey, I'm glad it's the end of season 2. I'll try to watch the rest of it. Because yeah, it's about 4.5, 5 hours total. Well, 2.5, 3.5, 4. Probably a little over 4 hours, to be fair, not 5. A little bit over 4 hours. So, maybe someday I'll watch the rest of it. But overall, it was fun. Brought me back to watching these guys back in the day. So, glad something wasn't screwed up from the past. Because it's very rare nowadays. With that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.